Hey guys, it's Luke from RetroRevival here, and today, as you can see, I'm doing another custom LEGO minifigures video, and today, as you can quite obviously see, it is based on Venom, because next week, on the 17th of September, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage will be releasing in cinemas, and I will be going to see it. Although I say it will be coming out next week, but knowing my luck, the date will be changed, because whenever I say that something's going to come out on a certain date, it never does, and it messes up my entire schedule. So I'm half expecting that this movie is going to be moved, or it's going to be brought forward a few days, or something like that. But I'm just going to put this video here. I'm sick of having to delay things because of you know what's been going on. But yeah, I'm not going to delay this. It's going to come out on this date. So yeah, I can't let it keep on messing up my schedule. So anyway, without all that out the way, we've got three figures here. We've got Venom, of course. We've got Carnage on the other end, and in the middle we've got Scream. A lot of people know her as She-Venom, or when I bought this online, it was known as She-Venom. But no, this is Scream out of the comic books. So we've got three figures here today. And without further ado, let's get into the first figure. So guys, here is the first figure. Of course, this is the main character, Venom. Also, I forgot to say in the start, I don't really like the first Venom movie, so I'm hoping this one's a bit better. Also, Venom in Spider-Man 3 is rough, like really not good. So he hasn't had a lot of luck on the big screen. So hopefully this new one's good. Also, the song by Eminem is awful. It's so hilariously bad. But anyway, let's get into the figure. And of course, you can see here, the main thing that sticks out, of course, is these tentacles that shoot out. These are like vines, but in black. You'll see this also on Carnage. They're also attached to this thing on his back that spins. So I'm just going to tell you about the back of these figures. Of course, I can turn around Scream. I can show you the back of her. But Carnage and Venom are the same. There's no printing on the back. It's just plain black on this one and plain red on Carnage. So there's no point in me showing you the back of these figures because it's just the same. It just shows you where these attach onto. It attaches onto this thing on his neck, which blends in nicely into this figure. It's just all black, and of course there's no printing on the back of this figure because it was all black. But let's start off with the head mold, and of course this is just the standard minifigure head with this printed on there. This looks really good. His face is awesome on this figure. Of course you can see his eyes with these little flicks on the end. All these are in white, and then his mouth is great with this really sinister looking red smile with a tongue and his teeth sticking out. This is really nice and a great first thing you see on this figure. Then going down to his torso, you can see that there is this white mark on his chest which looks like a spider, because of course he's a Spider-Man villain. This is quite comic book accurate. So this isn't really accurate to the film, so it's a bit, cartoony, but I quite like that. You can see it in the middle, all in white, and then of course you can see that he is jacked because he's Venom. I don't know why he's got so many abs and all that, but apparently Venom is jacked, even though he's an alien. So you can see his muscles on there in this grey outlining. And then he's got some more of these vines in his hands in black. His arms are plain black, and his legs are plain black. So that's all I've got to say about Venom. So guys, here is the next figure, and this is of course Carnage, the villain in Venom 2. I'm excited about this film. So, and of course he's the villain, so of course he has to be in this video. And he's pretty much just a red symbiote that is insane because he's tied to like a murderer, I think his backstory is. But anyway, on this figure, as you can see, he's got the same red vines sticking out of his back, just like Venom. But yeah, they are in red instead of black now. And he's got them coming out of his hands as well. And one thing you can't see on this figure, because I'm not going to be showing you the sides, because it's very awkward twisting it with these on. He does actually have some black printing on his arms, which is actually better than the original Venom figure. It's just some marking, like you can see on his chest, just so you can see like the different lines on there. It's quite cool. But anyway, let's start off with the head. This is red with this black underlining, sort of like underlayer there, because he's sort of like a mixture of like a red and black symbiote. He's got the white eyes, and he's got his mouth in pink. I don't like this much, like as much as I like the Venom figure, to be honest. It just doesn't look as great. It looks a bit more basic, so I don't really like this one as much. However, let's just go down to his torso. In fact, actually, before I go to the torso, you can see the connector on his neck is in black this time. It's not in red, so it doesn't like blend in as well. However, you know, he is like red and black, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, let's go on to the torso. You can see here, you can sort of see the basic outline of his chest, kind of, with certain lines there. You can sort of see his abs down at the bottom. However, he's got a lot, and I mean this, a lot of detail over the top in black and red. It just looks really cool, and it blends nicely onto his legs, where it sort of looks a bit like fire, just shooting down onto his legs in these black, really cool looking patterns, just going down, shooting down, in fact. And he's also got some on the tips of his legs. There's no printing on the sides, except from the arms, and there's actually printing on the back of this figure, underneath like the neck connecting piece. So that gets a thumbs up from me. So here is the final figure today, the third symbiote. This is Scream, and she's a little bit different from the other two because she hasn't got the tentacles coming out, and she also has these yellow claws, these Wolverine claws, which are pretty cool. It's pretty cool they come on this figure. Now, I am actually going to show you I'm actually going to show you this in a bit more of a traditional way, where I'm going to twist her around. You can see everything around this figure, because I actually can twist this one around, unlike the other two. But anyway, Scream in the comics, there's a few different iterations of Scream. It's either yellow and like a maroon kind of red colour, and yellow and brown, and this one is yellow and brown. So let's start off with the hair and work our way down. The hair piece is completely off for me. They've got the right colour, of course, it's yellow, but I just don't like the way this hair sort of flows. If they could have come up with a different hair piece to use, that would have been great. Also, the face is pretty much just a Venom face. Like, it could have been cool if they'd have done something a little bit different for that. I understand that she's a symbiote, and symbiotes kind of look quite similar, but you know, it would have been cool if she had a different face, maybe with a little bit of yellow on there somewhere, just to like distinguish it from Venom. Then going down to the torso, you can see here this is mostly yellow with these brown blotches around it. It's mostly just a pretty standard woman shape with some abs there in the middle. You've got some collarbones up at the top. Not much to say here except from just the brown blotches. However, it does flow extremely nicely onto the legs, where you can see there's more yellow and some more brown blotches. However, one thing I would say I don't like is how it just cuts off immediately there at the feet. It just doesn't look great. And of course, you can see there's a little bit of like there's some tips on her shoes, with just some brown on there, but I just don't like how it cuts off like dead at that line. Then on the side of this figure, you can see that there is some printing. Her arm is actually brown with yellow printing on there, and it doesn't show up great on there because it's such a dark colour with a light colour on top of it. It would have been cooler if it was a yellow, it was a light colour with brown printed on it, instead of the other way around. However, they've done this on the legs, and it looks great, so I don't know why they didn't do this for the top half. Some more blotches in brown on there. Then on the back of the figure, there is pretty much the same thing going on underneath this hair mould, with the brown blotches on the yellow skin, and also there's no printing on the back of the legs, so there's not a lot of synergy with this figure where it continues around, which really sucks. And of course, the hair mold is just off. So guys, here are the figures at the end, and as I always do, I'm going to say which is my favourite and which is my least favourite. And this is kind of tricky because, you know, the figures are quite similar overall, but I'd actually say my favourite figure has got to be Carnage. Now, I was thinking Venom because I do like his face, but I prefer the torso on Carnage, and he is just overall more detailed with a lot more printing on him, so I'd probably say he's my favourite. And then my least favourite, I'd say, is Scream. She is kind of at a disadvantage because she hasn't got like the cool stuff the other two symbiotes have got. However, there's other things I don't like about her. just, you know, overall. But I've already said that. I'm not going to say it all again. So, guys, there we have it. Another custom LEGO minifigures video in the can. And also, it's another Marvel one, because I've done about 1 million Marvel ones. And if you guys are interested in them, I've got loads of them on my channel. You can check them out right now. And I'm planning to do more Marvel ones in the future. And if you're not into Marvel, I've got DC, I've got Breaking Bad, I've got other ones, I've got musicians. So if you guys aren't interested in Marvel, you can always check out other ones. However, if you're not interested in Marvel, I'm a bit confused why you've been watching this video. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I've been Luke from RetroRevival. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.